My girlfriend said, "Champagne toast to us." I replied, "Toast to me." Then I left before midnight, blocked everyone, started over, and I smiled when her toast was drinking alone at 3 a.m. "Hey Reddit. Champagne toast to us, babe." I looked at her across the table, the bottle already open, 2 glasses poured. The restaurant was packed with New Year's Eve crowds, everyone dressed up, everyone pretending their relationship was worth celebrating. "Toast to me," I said. She froze mid-reach for her glass. "What? You heard me." I stood up, pulled 3 20s from my wallet, dropped them on the table, and walked out. It was 11:14 p.m. I didn't look back. I'm 26. We'd been together 2 years. That night was supposed to be the night we took things to the next level. Her words, not mine. She'd picked the restaurant, made the reservation, bought a new dress. I'd shown up because I thought I owed her that much. I didn't. The drive home was quiet. No music. No phone notifications. I turned my phone on airplane mode before I even reached my car. The streets were empty in that weird way they get right before midnight on New Year's, like everyone's already where they're supposed to be. I wasn't. By the time I got home, I had a plan. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't revenge. It was just removal. I unlocked my phone. 53 notifications. Texts, calls, voicemails. I didn't read a single one. I opened my contacts and started blocking. Her number, her best friend, her sister, her mom, the mutual friends who were really her friends. Every single person who'd spent the last 6 months trying to convince me that what I knew was happening wasn't actually happening. Block, block, block. 22 people total. Then I deleted Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, the group chats, the shared photo albums, the playlist she'd made me. It took 11 minutes. When I was done, I sat on my couch in the dark and waited for midnight. When the fireworks started outside, I poured myself a drink. Just one. Whiskey neat. I raised the glass to the window. Toast to me. I meant it. The next morning, I woke up to silence. No phone buzzing. No messages. No emergencies. It felt like the first real breath I'd taken in months. I made coffee. I went for a run. I cleaned my apartment. Normal things. Things I used to do before every weekend became a negotiation. Every plan became a test. Every conversation became a minefield. Around noon, my landline rang. I'd forgotten I still had one. It was buried under mail on my kitchen counter. I let it ring. Then it rang again. And again. On the 4th call, I picked up. "Hello." "Oh, thank God." It was her sister, Vanessa. "Are you okay? We've been trying to reach you all night. She's losing her mind. She thinks you're hurt. She thinks." "I'm fine." "Then why did you just leave? What the hell happened?" "Nothing happened. I left. That's it. That's it. You walked out on New Year's Eve in the middle of dinner and blocked everyone, and that's it." "Yeah." Silence on the other end. Then, quieter. "She's really upset." "I know." "So, are you going to call her? Talk to her? Anything?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I'm done." "Done? Just like that? 2 years, and you're just done?" "Just like that." She didn't hang up right away. I could hear her breathing, trying to figure out what to say next, how to make me feel guilty, how to fix something that didn't need fixing because it was already over. "You're being cruel," she finally said. "Maybe. She loves you." "I know." Then, "Vanessa, I'm going to hang up now. Don't call this number again." I hung up. Then I unplugged the landline. The first week was easy. I worked. I went to the gym. I cooked meals that were just for me. I watched movies she would have hated. I stayed up late without someone asking where I was going, what I was doing, who I was with. I forgot what it felt like to not be interrogated. The second week, I got a message. Not from her. She couldn't reach me, but from my coworker, Trevor. We weren't close, but we'd grabbed lunch a few times. "Hey man, I heard about you and Melissa. Sorry. If you need to talk, I'm around." I didn't respond, but it confirmed what I'd suspected. She was telling people, spinning the story, making herself the victim. I didn't care. By the 3rd week, I'd settled into a rhythm. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't hurt. I just was. And that felt better than anything I'd felt in the last year. Then, on a Friday night, I met someone. Not romantically, just a conversation. I was at a bar, sitting alone, reading a book, something I'd started doing again, and a woman about my age sat down 2 stools over. "What are you reading?" I showed her the cover. Nonfiction. History. Heavy stuff for a Friday night. Better than heavy people. She laughed. We talked for an hour. She didn't ask about my relationship status. I didn't offer it. When she left, she said, "You seem like someone who just figured something out." Maybe I did. Good for you. She laughed, and I realized I didn't miss Melissa. Not even a little. I missed the idea of her. The version of her I'd built in my head during the first 6 months. The woman who laughed at my jokes, who didn't need constant reassurance, who didn't turn every small thing into a referendum on my commitment. But that woman didn't exist. Maybe she never had. Week 5, something changed. I was at a coffee shop, different one, new part of town, and I saw her. Not Melissa. Her best friend, Brooke. She saw me too. She didn't approach right away. She ordered her drink, sat down, pretended to be on her phone. But I could feel her looking, calculating, deciding. Eventually, she walked over. "Can I sit?" I didn't say yes. I didn't say no. She sat. "I'm not here to ambush you." "Sure. I wanted to see if you were real." "Real?" "Yeah. Melissa thinks you had some kind of breakdown. That you're not yourself. That you're going through something and pushing everyone away." "I'm fine." "Are you?" I looked at her. Really looked. Brooke had always been the reasonable one. The one who played mediator. The one who smoothed things over when Melissa spiraled. "I'm better than I've been in a year," I said. "That bother you?" She blinked. "I just don't understand why you won't talk to her. You were together for 2 years. Doesn't she deserve an explanation?" "No. That's cold. It's honest." She leaned back, studying me. "What did she do? What makes you think she did something? Because you don't just walk away from someone you love without a reason." "You're right. I don't. So what was it?" I thought about telling her. Really thought about it. But I realized it didn't matter. Melissa knew what she did. Brooke probably knew too, or suspected, and was here to see if I'd confirm it. "If you don't know," I said, "then she didn't tell you. And if she didn't tell you, that's on her." Brooke's face shifted. Just slightly. A flicker of something. Recognition, maybe. Guilt. "She didn't cheat," Brooke said quietly. "I know." "Then what?" "Brooke, I'm going to finish my coffee, and then I'm going to leave. You can stay or go. But I'm not doing this." She stayed quiet for a moment. Then she stood up. "For what it's worth, I think you're making a mistake." "I'm not." She left. I finished my coffee. Here's what I never told anyone. Melissa didn't cheat. Not physically. But she did something worse. She kept me on a leash. Not in the obvious way. She didn't forbid me from seeing friends, or control my phone, or throw fits when I went out. It was subtler than that. It was the constant check-ins. The passive-aggressive comments when I didn't text back fast enough. The guilt trips when I wanted a weekend to myself. The accusations that I was distant whenever I wasn't performing the exact level of affection she needed in that exact moment. It was the way she'd tell me she just wanted to make sure we were okay 5 times a week, turning every conversation into a therapy session where I had to prove my commitment over and over, like some kind of emotional Sisyphus pushing a boulder made of her insecurity up a hill that never ended. And the worst part? I let it happen. For 2 years, I convinced myself that this was normal, that relationships required work, that love meant sacrifice. But somewhere around month 18, I started to realize I wasn't sacrificing for love. I was sacrificing to avoid conflict. And that's not the same thing. By month 20, I was planning my exit. By month 23, I was numb. By New Year's Eve, I was done. When she said toast to us, what she really meant was toast to you staying. Toast to you not leaving. Toast to me feeling secure for another year. And I couldn't do it anymore. So I didn't. It's been 3 months now. I haven't heard from her directly, but I've heard about her. Through Trevor. Through random people I barely know. Through the grapevine that somehow still reaches me even though I burned every bridge. She's not doing well. She moved back in with her parents. She quit her job or got fired, depending on who you ask. She stopped going out. Stopped posting on social media. Stopped pretending she was okay. And you know what? I don't feel good about it. But I don't feel bad, either. I feel nothing. Because here's the thing people don't tell you about walking away. The guilt doesn't last as long as you think it will. The second guessing fades. The what-ifs stop matching. And eventually, you realize you didn't ruin her life by leaving. You just stopped letting her ruin yours. Last week, I ran into Vanessa again. Completely by accident. Same coffee shop as before, different day. She saw me first. She didn't sit down this time. You look happy, she said. I am. She's not. I know. Does that matter to you at all? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No. Vanessa nodded slowly. I thought she was exaggerating. About how cold you could be. But she wasn't. I'm not cold. I just stopped setting myself on fire to keep her warm. She didn't have a response to that. She left. I stayed. I still think about that night sometimes. The restaurant. The champagne. The look on her face when I said toast to me. People probably think I'm heartless. That I'm cruel. That I owe her some grand explanation. Some closure. Some emotional climax where I lay out every reason why I left and give her the chance to respond, defend, explain. But here's what I learned. You don't owe anyone a performance of your pain. You don't owe anyone access to your healing. And you definitely don't owe anyone a second chance to drain you dry. So yeah, I walked out. I blocked everyone. I started over. And when I heard she spent New Year's at 3 a.m. crying into the champagne bottle she'd opened by herself, I smiled. Not because I wanted her to hurt, but because I finally understood her pain wasn't my responsibility anymore. And that freedom? That was worth every uncomfortable conversation, every accusation, every person who thought I was the villain. Because for the first time in 2 years, I was living for me. Not us. Just me. And I'm never going back. If you've ever been in a situation where you realize staying was harder than leaving, you'll understand why this stayed with me. If you want to hear more real stories like this, you can subscribe.